Welcome to this fat face that has just failed bread maker school with a bread machine. That's all I can say. This is Sandy, the Sunroom Stitcher, coming to you from the autumnal folds of the lilac thicket. It is Tuesday, 20 minutes after 9 on November 9th, 2021. I was bound and determined I was going to do something good in the kitchen today. Getting your bread pan to lock into your bread machine should not be that difficult. The bread maker must really have been made in China. I'm so disgusted. Anyways, more on that later. But I've had a pretty good 2 weeks, stitching 2 weeks. And I've had 3 finishes. One of those is fully finished, which is good because it's going to go to my mother tomorrow. And then I've stitched 2 freebies, and then I picked up a work in progress. And so yeah, let's get into it. First things first. He turned out really cute. However, I should have known better. I should have looked more harder for my Elmer's glue. I used some fabric glue, and as you can see, there are some glue stains on the back of the felt. I did write 2021 on there, but a little disgusted with that. Maybe I used too much glue. Maybe I failed gluing things together also, besides the bread making. So that is the Cocoa Snowman. It's a DesignWorks kit designed by Joan Elliott, and this is one of 6 snowmen stitched on perforated plastic. I used the fibers in the kit with the exception of the silver, and I used Rainbow Gallery Petite Braid in silver to stitch the blades on his skate, because the other was really thin, like a sewing thread thin, so that wouldn't cover a sneeze. So he's really cute, and he's going to be part of Mom's birthday gift tomorrow. We're actually having a little birthday party over at my sister's house. She's getting barbecue from our favorite barbecue place, and we'll be celebrating Mama's birthday. She'll be 85, and Mom will be getting this spooky that I showed to you on the last FlossTube episode. He's Spooky Jack. He is really cute. Now these 2 finishes are both freebies, and they're just finished stitching, and I don't know how I am going to finish them, if I finish them. This one is a Lizzie Kate, and let me grab a piece of paper to put in back of it, because you'll be able to see it better. Oh geez, I have bread everywhere. Oh well, at least I tried, right? Give Thanks. It's a free design by Lizzie Kate from 2018, and I did stitch it with the called for colors, with the exception of the sweet potato. I didn't have the weeks dyed works in sweet potato. So I went through my overdyes, or my hand dyes, and I found a old willow stitchery in Society of Friends Gold that fit. No, it wasn't sweet potato, pardon me, it was moss. Moss. I was missing the moss color. And actually, this gold, this is actually a like a tarnished copper color, green. You know how green, or bronze maybe it is, that turns green. Yeah, but it's really pretty, and it's got that golden glow to it. So, and I stitched this on a 10 count in fabric, it's called All Hallows Eve, and I honestly don't know who colored it, you know, what fabric brand it is, but it's like a pumpkin color with a metallic gold running through it, and you can sort of see a little bit of sparkle on that fabric. But I love the fabric, and I still have cut a piece the size that I needed, and I've still got some left so I can stitch more on it. But this was fun to stitch on. 10 count goes really quickly. It does. And that might be cute as like a little pillow for a bowl, or propped up against one of my little fake pumpkins that I put on my dining room table. But I like that. Kid things. And I did change the color of the beak and the claw on it, because the color that it called for didn't show up well on the fabric, so I used sweet potato on it, and it shows up a heck of a lot better. So I was really tickled with that. Yes, I was. The second finish was a free design called the Star of Bethlehem. And, well, I don't know that that's what it's called, but I call it the Star of Bethlehem over the Koresh. Here's this piece of paper here. And it is a free design by Vava of the blog Talon Aegeus. I don't know. I don't speak Spanish, but or even Italian, if that's Italian. But anyways, I love the simplicity of the design. Really did. It's 28 count navy blue Lugana, and I stitched it with Karen water lilies in pearl, and the water lilies is the silk. And so more bread dough. I could just cry. And as you would expect, pearl has that luminescence to it, where you can see like little flashes of green or yellow or pink or blue in a pearl. And that's what this silk has in it, just little, barely discernible, but you can see those flashes of color on it, and I just love that. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it. Maybe like a door hanger or something like that. But I love the, you know, the baby Jesus in the creche. Yeah. I had thought about putting a blending filament in to give it a little pop, but I decided not to do it. Now the those free designs, I've put links to those down below in the notes, and you can go and find those for yourself. And now we're having a little bit of a disaster here. So that's my stitching. Also, I got my mom some cozy mysteries. These are Amish mysteries. Murder Simply Stitched, and these are by Isabella Allen. This one's Murder Plain and Simple, Amish Quilt Shop Mystery, same author. And this one is Murder Simply Served, and it's a Christmas story, or a Christmas mystery. So I guess these take place in Ohio. Rolling Brook. I don't know if there is such a place, but Mom loves cozy mysteries. So, those are her little gifts, and unless I muff the punt, I'm going to make her some of her favorite cookies, which are the Russian tea cakes. And so, those are my finishes, and then I picked up Just Nan's Winter Blues, and I actually had stitched all of those, what, 6 bands in January of this year, and then I put it down. And so I picked it back up, and I'm working on band 7. I'm less than enthused, but I'm gonna stick with it at least through a band or 2. I love the Delft blue color, and that's what these are, is like a Delft blue, and it uses, I'm using the silks, although it did give the DMC alternatives. I went ahead and I bought the Access Commodities Soleil d'Alger. It's distributed by Access Commodities. And then there are a couple of DMC colors that I used, and some of the pearl cotton, the DMC pearl cotton. And then another teeth gnashing, because I did not have any kind of a bead pack for it, but Magnifica glass beads in royal pearl, and then the SJ beads, the 2mm beads. And this is exactly what she called for. She called for an alabaster, and I looked up what alabaster is. I thought it was white, but it's a white that definitely has tan undertones. Now these don't have tan undertones, but I'm going to use many of these. And of course there's a darling little charm that goes with this, and it's a little bluebird on a limb. You know, Nan always had the sweetest little charms, and I don't know where she got them from, or if they were specially made for her. But some of those charms, her peacock charm, there's a peacock charm that is to die for. Oh my word. And then she had some dragonflies too that were superb. I mean, they were like pieces of jewelry. They were just enameled and gorgeous. Gorgeous. So, oh, and also I have a Krennic number 4 braid. It's a blue color. I think it's number 24. So that's my stitching. Oh, and this is the leaflet. Winter Blues. And Nan has the best diagrams for her stuff. I don't know if, because I don't really buy her newer stuff. I love her older designs, her vintage, better than I like her newer stuff. She's definitely not as prolific as she once was, and you can absolutely understand that. Things have really changed in the needlework industry. There's a lot more people, I think, interested in cross stitch today than there ever have been, simply because of like FlossTube and the internet and stuff, and greed has sort of taken over with the oh, I'm just bread toe from head to toe. When you see charts that people bought for, you know, $10 and they're selling them for $200 on there, there isn't anything. The most I spent for a chart was Mirabilia's Lady of the Flag, and I spent $100 on that. And she is a work in progress, so I'll never spend that kind of money. I've really changed the way that I've gone from an acquiring mentality to a stitching mentality. And actually, I think I have stitched more this year than I ever have in my whole life. And it really has been a joy, a pleasure. And I know that most of the stuff that I've done has been small pieces, but it doesn't matter. There are no rules. There's no whatever makes you happy. I know we live in a time where people think you have to do things their way or no way, but that's not true. You and I know that. So, anyways, that's my stitching. And oh, I was going to show you, talk about the free design. Let's see, Heartstring Samplery by Beth Twist. This she has a new Thanksgiving design out. It's on her, I believe it's a blog. The link is down below. I've got that saved, but I like this one better, and this one was from 2008. And it's Grateful, Thankful, Blessed, and it's, yeah, I like that. I like that very much. So I am going to, I think I'm going to stitch this next. I'm not sure. And also, I had charted my favorite saying, which is, we are not human beings going through a temporary spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings going through a temporary human existence. And I actually charted it up, and I like the font. And I charted it up on CrossStitch.com, their caption maker. And if you would be interested in having a download of this, send me an email. My email is down in the show notes, and I'll be happy to send you a copy of this. The letters are 9 inches high, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 lines, so it's actually 7 by 9 inches by 7 by 4, 7.9 by 7.4 on 14 count, and so it's like 110 by 101, or no, it's 100 by 110. But if you're interested, send me an email. I'll be really happy to send you this. And that's all the stitching stuff I have to talk about today. We're up to 134, I think, members on my Needle Free-for-All, my Facebook Needle Free-for-All, which is where daily, right at this time, there's 2 free legal charts that post every day. We had our 1-year anniversary November 1st, and it's a very small growing group, which I like. I don't want it to be, I like small groups, and it's just like in a huge crowd you get lost, and there are popular people and there's unpopular people. I've never been a popular people, so never really wanted to be popular. A lot of expectations from people. So anyways, I think look at this here and see. That's it. That is it. And yeah, I tried my bread maker for the first time, and it's really hard to get the pan down and locked. So I got all the ingredients in there, and it started making a lot of noise, and it was jiggling the pan out of the out of the connections. It should not be that difficult to get that pan to lock. And then it started making a horrible noise, and I went and I looked, and one of the paddles on the bottom, it had come off, and it was jammed between the wall of the pan and the other paddle. I had to take the dough out and get a hammer to get that paddle unwedged. I want to make bread. I guess I just don't have the patience for it. So maybe I'll look for a different bread maker, because I don't like this one. You should be able to put that pan in there, and when you shut the lid, that locks it down. I shouldn't have to twist and turn and all that jazz. And I got bread dough. So I took it out, and it was sticky, so I added more. I kneaded it, and I added more flour to it, and I threw it in a bowl and put a towel over it, and we'll see if it rises. If it doesn't, I'll throw it in the oven and bake it, and we'll see. I'm afraid of the yeast. I don't know why, but I am. I'm afraid of yeast. And I love breads and pastas and stuff. I was so excited because I found some rice noodles on Walmart.com, and I ordered them in my grocery order. And I want to find, talk to my mom. When we lived in Hawaii, she had a friend named Nellie who was from the Philippines. And Nellie made a dish called pancit. And it was, I don't remember what was in it except for the rice noodles. And it was so good. So I'm going to talk to Mom and see what she can find out for me. And I bought a big 20-pound turkey, and it's in the icebox thawing. When it's done thawing, I'm going to pull it out and cook it overnight. That is the best turkey. You preheat your oven to 250 degrees, You put your turkey in your pan. You put it in there for an hour. Of course, you can season the outside or put butter. I just put butter in the cavity, a stick of butter in the cavity. And put it in there at night. Let it in there for an hour at 250. Then I turn it down to 200. And it cooks all night. And it falls off the bone in the morning. And so I just take all of the skin off of it and put the skin aside, and then I put the turkey, pull the turkey meat off, and I put it in a big pan, and then I put the skin back over the meat to keep it moist, and then you can put your foil or whatever over it, or you can put it in the freezer. And then I made the most awesome, first time in my life, made the most awesome turkey gravy last year. So this weekend, I'm going to be eating turkey. I'm so excited about it. I love turkey, but the turkey was 87 cents a pound. And that's the cheapest I've seen it anywhere. Now, I know people, the prices can vary around the country. I know Tara in Wyoming, she made so much of a purchase of something and you got a turkey for free. I haven't seen any of those deals here. But I love turkey. I thought I'd make some mashed potatoes and some stuffing and gravy and just chow down on turkey. And then take the carcass and throw it in a pot of boiling water and make a great turkey broth or turkey soup. Put carrots and celery and rice or noodles, probably rice this time. But yum, that's some good eating. Now prices are going up really. Rarely eat out. I went and got some Panda Express like last Friday. Still get a really good meal for $10. Orrin likes Chick-fil-A, and he came back last week. He came home from work, and he said that the sandwich had gone up $1 from the previous week. Gas is about $3.25 a gallon here. I really do think things are going to get much worse before they get better. But I'm so thankful that the Lord put it in my heart to get a pantry in order. So I feel really, really blessed about that. Today I'm going to make some red beans and rice. And I just take onion and green pepper and I saute them and put a little garlic and some water and a little bit of hot sauce, and what else do I put in there? And then put 2 cans of red beans or kidney beans in there, and I slice up kielbasa sausage and put it in there, make some nice little gravy and have it over rice. So yeah, so oh, and of course I freeze. I just can't seem to get warm, and I bought this little let's see if you can see it, little pink space heater, and there's a little puck that goes in the middle of it. It's a hand warmer. You can I took the puck out because it kept falling off, but you can see the puck. Let me see if I can. The puck is right there. And boy, oh boy, that worked really good yesterday. I didn't get cold. It's supposed to be like 62 here today. What else? That's about it. So I think maybe I'll go and see if the bread is rising or not. But I'm still got bread everywhere. Anyway, I love all of you. And, oh yeah, I have a Bible quote for you. Let me find it here. And without faith, it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to him must believe that he exists and that he rewards those who earnestly seek him. That's Hebrews 11:6. That's the New International Version. But I was listening to my Bible in a podcast, my Bible in a Year podcast, and I'll have to find that psalm that Father Mike read today, but it's about today and how evil people are today, which is so very true. Just keep my head at home and undercover. So, I love all of you guys, and thank you for putting up with me and all of my bread nonsense. And send me an email if you want that. We are not humans going through a temporary spiritual existence. Yeah. Experience. Send me an email and I'll be happy to send you the download. And if you want more freebies, you can go to Facebook to my Needle Free for All. You might want to let me know in a email that you're going to apply for membership. And there's 3 questions you have to ask, and there's a reason for that. There's a lot of people who they want to get on your group so they can sell their stuff. There's a lot of spam, there's a lot of trolls, and so I'm real protective of the group. So if you don't answer those 3 questions, and they're not hard questions, I think the last one is the hardest one. And what is your current project? What is the current project you're working on? And if people can't agree to the rules, then if they can't take the time to answer those 3 simple things, they must not really have good intentions. That's what I want to say. All right. Well, this is 32. Well, most of it was just blather about bread, turkey, heaters, room space heaters. And I love you. God bless.